Boom! Hey, everybody, Aaron Zamzow here with Fire Rescue Fitness doing a live feed. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, hopefully, we're on Instagram as well. And I wanted to talk today about calories. Calories, calories, calories. We hear about diets, we hear about macros, we hear about obviously we talk about calories and today I just want to simplify something that I've been reading a lot up on, doing a lot of research, and something that really resonated with me lately about calories in general, because there is so much information out there, and I think this is going to help you, or I hope it helps you, and just trying to simplify it. I'm really I'm an avid believer in going back to basics, especially if you're kind of struggling with fitness. Go back to basics, consistent workouts. Hydrate, stay away from added sugars, eat your fruits and vegetables, try to get your sleep and rest. I mean, really, it goes down to basics. And then what happens, I think, over time is we start to read and get so involved or more involved in fitness and nutrition that all of a sudden we start to get, oh, well, only eat, greens after 6 p.m. and don't eat after 8, and don't, all these different don'ts and yes and do's. And it just gets freaking confusing. And I've done this for a living for over 30 plus years, and I get confused sometimes. So I thought this was a great topic to talk about here. So, talking about calories, first and foremost, it's a measure of energy. I like to think of it sometimes as coal, right? You have a piece of coal here, which would be your food. You throw food in the oven or the stove or the burner. It burns it for energy, whether it's a locomotive or for heat. And the more you put in, hopefully the more you burn. But what happens if you don't burn it all? You have that extra coal there that crusts up and is basically stored then as fat, really. I mean, so thinking about a calorie, it's a measure of heat. Food has calories. We burn calories. There is this, the stigma, or maybe this sense of, I hear so much about, it's calories in, calories out, and people go, no, it's not that simple. It really is when you're talking about weight loss, right? We're just going to talk about if you want to lose 10 pounds. Now, we're not talking about 10 pounds of fat. We're just talking about 10 pounds in your body. You need to eat less calories than you consume. A calorie or a pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So you need a depletion of about 3,500 calories in order to lose a pound. And even that has been disputed. But let's stay with that basic premise that if you ingest less, burn more over the course of time, you will lose weight. And that is very true. If you want to look at some research out there, some people have eaten like ho-hos for, a straight month and lost weight. You could drink, a protein shakes all day long, and you can lose weight. It's just all about calories in, calories out. So if you burn more than you eat, you lose weight. If you burn less than you eat, you gain weight. Now, some people go, no, I've been really eating, I've been strict with my diet, and I've been burning, and I just can't seem to lose weight. And I've heard these scenarios over and over and over again. And typically, I always think it comes down to, three different things, three reasons why that person, states that, but really can't. One is, the calories that they are calculating is probably off, meaning what they're ingesting is probably not what they're calculating they're ingesting is not the same. And here's what I mean. Most people, when we ask them, or when I ask them about calories that they've consumed, they go, oh, I think I'm getting around 1,800. But that is like weighing food. That is understanding your portion sizes and understanding, how much you're eating, and really measuring it meticulously. I honestly, I think everybody needs to do that. So you start to really get an idea of how many, cups or half cups or whatever there is in a serving of whatever you're eating. But the biggest mistake I think people make when they say, "Oh no, I've been counting my calories and I just can't seem to lose weight," is that they're not getting the big picture and they're not doing it 100% accurately. The second part is maybe that you're overestimating the amount of calories that you're burning in a day. So, for instance, if you think, "Oh, I'm burning 500 calories or 1,000 calories with these workouts," maybe you're not. And then the third part of it is, well, I eat really, really well, 6 days a week, and on that seventh day, I kind of eat whatever I want, but I'm not that bad at it. Well, if you're ingesting or intaking, anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 calories more than what you're burning that day, you might have just wiped out your entire week's worth of progress. And that's kind of why I always go back to, this is a journey. It is a long-term approach. If you need to lose 30 pounds, yeah, can you do it in 2 months? Yeah. But my biggest concern then is, what are you going to do after that 2 months to keep it off? And how are you going to, integrate in healthy habits so that doesn't come back on? Okay. And we're getting more into the actual habits of things, but today I wanted to keep it simple, and I wanted to keep it into, you know, calories in, calories out. You eat less, then you burn, or if you eat less calories, then you burn, you're going to lose weight. If you eat more calories than you burn, you're going to gain weight. All right. Now, this is where I kind of think everybody's going to get the aha moment of this. Does quality of calories matter? And the answer is yes and no. When it comes to sheer weight loss, if you want to just lose weight, it doesn't matter what you eat, as long as you eat less than what you burn. That's really what it comes down to. Like I said, you can go on and find research of people that have lost weight eating, ho-hos all day long, but that's all they ate. McDonald's. There's people that have eaten at McDonald's and lost weight, and there's also people that have eaten at McDonald's and they gain weight too. But calories in, calories out will determine weight loss, body recomposition, fat loss, muscle gain, performance, health, all depend on quality of the calorie. So if you think about weight loss, it's calories in, calories out. If you think about quality, performance, how you feel, how healthy you are, how much muscle you want, how much body fat you have, now you're going to talk more about quality of calories, and you first look at macronutrients. How many grams of protein, how many grams of fiber, how many grams of carbohydrates, how many grams of fat, how many grams of sugar you're getting. And that's how you can manipulate those macros, along with your calories a little bit, to recomposition your body. Now, that's the difficult part of it. But this first little lesson, this first little overview, I just wanted to go through. It is as simple as calories in, calories out for weight loss. It comes down to quality when you talk about performance, body recomposition, gaining muscle, especially gaining lean muscle. And the first thing that we look at is protein, carbohydrates, fats, fiber is in there, and sugar. So, it's quality and it's quantity. And, what is the secret formula? Well, the secret formula is to understand, number one, what we're talking about here. Hopefully it kind of rings a bell and you go, oh, yeah, so now it makes sense. That's why certain diets work. Yeah, people lose weight because it restricts what they eat. When you restrict what you eat, you burn more calories than you ingest or your intake. And so over time, that calorie depletion will lead to weight loss. What can happen, though, during those times is that weight loss is not just fat, it's muscle, and it is some fat, but it can be muscle, lean muscle. And what happens is your metabolism starts to slowly slow down. And then you wind up burning less calories throughout the day than you originally were. And then all of a sudden, when you start to break yourself of that diet and add those foods back in, sometimes that's why that weight gain occurs. Now, when you look at quality, right, that's the second part of this. The secret formula is to do both, and you can do it in phases. And I actually recommend it, people doing it in phases. If weight loss is really where you want to start, and that you really need to look at, nutrition a little bit and understand, what you're eating. My first lesson to everybody is this, or my first step is, first you start drinking more water. You aim for half your body weight in ounces, because water helps with every metabolic process. Water helps with joints. Water helps with, helps your joints feel better. I should clarify that. Water also helps, combat dehydration, which, with as little as almost a 2% decrease in water weight or in your hydration, your performance is decreased, and you also increase your chances of sudden cardiac arrest and a heart attack. So first step is drink more water. Second step is figure out how many calories you're eating. And that's reading labels. That's starting to measure your food a little bit and understand, what portions are, and really calculating how many calories you are intaking. And it takes time. A couple of days, you start to look at, oh, this bread has this many calories, and really get an idea of how many calories you're eating. It can actually be fun, especially if you have kids. You can turn it into math problems. You can read labels together. You can look at serving sizes. You can, to me, it's an active part of learning. You start to understand, oh my God, grape nuts is only a third of a cup. I've been eating, 2.5 cups for years. And I only thought it was, 200 calories, and that's 500 calories. Typically, when people start to look at and calculate how many calories they're eating, they get a better understanding of why they are where they are. So the first step is hydrate. The second step is calculate your calories. And then the third step is to look at, where should I be? How many calories should I be eating? And we'll talk about that on another live feed. If you are struggling with nutrition, if you've kind of gone off the wagon a little bit, the best way to get back on is just start looking at what you are eating currently. Try to figure that out. There are so many good apps out there. There's a lot of technology you can use. I use MyFitnessPal for free. It takes a picture of the label, and when I'm at home, I'll actually measure, because the measuring cups are right there, and it's just really easy for me. Now, I don't do it all the time. I don't do it in the firehouse, but when I'm at home, it gives me a better understanding of what I'm doing as far as calorie intake, and it works. You start to read labels. You start to understand what foods you are eating and what ingredients are in your foods. And to me, that is, that is a very, very perfect thing to do to start. And, and Kelly just said, it's shocking when you start checking out those labels and calculating the calories. It is. Let's say it's not shocking. Let's say it's educational, right, Kelly? Thank you for that comment. But it is. And part of this too, and I'm going to end this one with this. Why is this so important for you as a first responder, you as a parent, you as an adult or a young adult to understand? Because whenever I've worked with somebody and they said, just tell me what I need to eat. Just tell me what I need to eat. Well, what happens when I'm not there? What happens when you're at that party? What happens when you, wake up in the morning, right? Meal plans, I firmly believe meal plans do not work unless you understand the rationale behind them. And by reading a label and just calculating how many calories you eat, you learn a lot. And from there, we can start making some subtle changes, and to which you have control over, because you understand it. And I'll give you an example. Someone just said, hey, avoid chicken wings night at the pub. Well, let's look at that, for instance. Let's use that as an example. If I normally eat 2,200 calories a night, a day, and I work out, but I want to go to chicken night. So what I would do is maybe skip a meal. I'll eat only 1,400 calories, and I go in and I know that 9 chicken wings is 800 calories. Well, I can have those 800 calories, some water, maybe even a beer for an extra 900 calories. And then I know I need to stop because that puts me right at where I should be. And that's how you start to learn a little bit. Now, you might be saying, oh, that's really anal. I don't want to do that all my life. You don't have to do it, in that particular, like that, oh my God, I need to calculate to the actual calorie. But understanding that lesson right there, so then all of a sudden you look 3 weeks later, your weight's going up a little bit, your gear is a little bit tighter. You understand why, and you can make the changes. And so that's what this whole live feed was about. Thank you guys for asking questions and interjecting. I'm trying to get better with this. I'm trying some different software, and I appreciate all the patience. And please comment. Let me know if this helps you out or not. Really, calories comes down to two things. If you're thinking about weight loss, it is calories in, calories out. If you're really thinking about every other aspect of health, body composition, body fat, muscle, health in general, energy, performance, then it's about quality. And we'll talk a little bit more about quality next week, maybe in another post. And with that, I will say, please reach out if you have any questions. Let me know how I can help you and your crew. I am offering right now, I got a 28-day workout program for any listeners out there at FRF Nation. I'll try to put it in the comments. And that is a great way to get started. It does have some eating guidelines. We also have our FRF 5K coming up in July. We now have all access to every single program, very affordable. We have brand new programs out. So go to firerescuefitness.com, send me a message. Please leave a comment, share this with your crews. Maybe you want to do this as an educational training for your crew. I'd love it. You can send me a message. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good week. Make it healthy.